Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're going to do the second part of the colour along in our Cutesy Christmas special for Christmas in July. So this is as far as we've got, and we used the combination of the charcoal tinted pencils. So we used Derwent, these ones, it'd be easier just to show you, Derwent Graphitint, couldn't think of the word, Spectrum Noir colour tint, and we didn't get round to using the Staedtler ones this time because they were dark and I'm not that confident, but we will. So I've got a variety of polychromos out next to me, and I think we'll start on the birdhouse. So for the birdhouse I've picked 4 colours. I'm not sure that we'll use them all, but if we come in so that we've got a good focus on this gorgeous little birdhouse, then my camera is likely to pick up the pencils better. Okay, so 4 colours, let me line them up for you. I'm not sure that we're going to use the Van Dyke Brown, but I've got it just in case. So let me tilt it so that we get the light off. There we go. So I've got Dark Naples Ochre, Bista, I think that's somebody did tell me once how to say it, but my memory is appalling, Van Dyke Brown and Walnut Brown. So I'm not sure that we're going to use the Van Dyke Brown, but I wanted to show you just in case we do. So I'm going to go in with the Naples Ochre, Dark Naples Ochre, and where we've got our lightest parts, so up here, I'm going to put that in very lightly. Okay, just really lightly. Then I'm going to go in with the Bista, and we're going to bring out that colour that we put up here, deepen that up around there. We can follow these gorgeous wood lines. There we are, and I'm just going to bring that just down into that dark ochre and just let that fade out into it. And then I'm going to use, definitely going to use the walnut, and we're going to go underneath here, and we might even go back over those, retrace those beautiful wood grain, and that will give us our shadowy parts. Yeah, so I'm not going to use Van Dyke Brown, I'm going to put that over here, and then we're going to go back to that one and just let that blend out. And back to a tiny bit of the ochre. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go in with walnut. Pick up the dark area. Put a little bit of the ochre in. Page is a little wobbly from the water. And then we're going to get the Bista. So on these little edge bits here, we're going to use the ochre, just lightly, and then the same colours. Oh, can't pick it up. that's how we're going to do those. Let's finish this one. I'm going to put a bit more of the bister in that one. Just follow that grain out a little bit, just so we got some definition. Let's do one more. It's so enjoyable, so relaxing. So we're putting our walnut in. I'm just bringing out that gorgeous grain that Marila has given us. Making sure we don't lose that. In with that, just a very light touch of the ochre. And then the bister. Go over those walnut wood grain bits. And then like that. Nice and easy. So we'll do the under bit here. So I'm taking the walnut again, the darkest colour. I'm going to pick out that grain. Then I'm going to put the ochre in. Yeah. And bring in the bister. Develop that. Blend that wood grain a little bit. And we can go underneath with the walnut and just deepen that area up. There we are. There we go. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. I haven't planned out Puppy yet. We've got our little boots. We're going to use the same colours as we used yesterday to do the boots. So the two colours that we had were ultramarine, and I'm just trying to tip it so that you can see, sky blue. So we're going to go in with the ultramarine, and we're going to put that shading in. So I'm going to go around here. And the grey that we used on her coat actually worked out really well. I'm really pleased with how it came out. So we're going to put the darkest bit in here. And again, I'm just following Mariola's guide. Just make sure you can see. So I do feel I owe you a bit of an explanation. I have removed the visibility of my thumbs up and thumbs down, and that's because, quite honestly, I'm a little sick of whoever it is that's playing games. I spend an awful lot of time and money, and I love doing this channel, but when people come along and are just maliciously using the thumbs down option, it doesn't make you feel good. So I have disabled the ability to see it, so that's where it's gone. Just because I want to focus on everyone that is so positive and so lovely to me, and all the lovely friends that I've made since starting YouTube. I don't want to, whoever, like I say, whoever it is that's playing stupid games, they can do it in private because no one's now going to be able to see it, so tough. It's a shame, but it is what it is, and I won't bang on about it because it obviously gives these people joy, whoever it is that's doing it. So that's why I did what I did. I just wanted you to know. So we're going to use the PC White, the Prismacolor White, which is 938. And I'm just going to knock back that blueberry there a little bit. Give her a bit of a shine there. So I do thank every single one of you that are positively supporting me, offering me advice and being generally lovely. So thank you so much. And it's not going to stop me doing the channel. I love the channel and I love all of you people that are supporting me and showing me your kindness. So I just thought I would better give you a bit of an explanation as to why. And yeah, so you know, there is a place for constructive criticism. So, like, and people were quite right, Lucy, your thumb's in the way, so I do try to keep it out of the way, but the fibromyalgia sometimes makes it hard for me to hold the pencil like this, and that's when you'll see my thumb stick out. So that's, you know, things like that are constructive criticism. And I don't mind that at all. But when you're just getting thumbs down and there is absolutely no explanation or reason behind it, that's when it annoys me. You know, people just sitting there thinking, well, not thinking, to be fair, about the time, money and effort that goes into creating a YouTube channel. It's not easy putting yourself out there. So, as far as I'm concerned, they should stop watching. If they don't like it, just stop watching and move on. There's plenty of other channels that I'm sure in this wonderful community that we've got that would meet their requirements. You know, if you thumbs me down because you don't like something, don't keep coming back. It really is as simple as that. You know, move on. Anyway, so thank you to all you wonderful people out there that do care and have really enhanced and made my life wonderful, and have given me a really strong purpose and drive through some really dark days to keep going sometimes. So I kind of obliterated it a little bit with the watercolour. So I'm just copying the original image of where Marila put her dark bits in. And yeah. So I'm sorry about that, folks. I mean, the feature is still there as far as YouTube is concerned. But what people don't realise is the thumbs down function is there actually mainly for you. So if you thumbs down a video, it will stop recommending that person for you to watch. Simple as that. You know, you don't like it, so they're not going to keep recommending it to you. But for my channel and anybody else's channel that gets thumbs down, YouTube analytics actually don't see it as any different to a thumbs up. It is traffic on your channel that they class as a view, and therefore you contribute to the promotion of my channel. So if you weren't aware of that and you're going round on people's channels and putting thumbs down, there you go. So you're actually helping out. So anytime now that you think, oh, I'm gonna put Lucy a thumbs down, or anybody else that's creating on YouTube and spending lots of money, time and effort, you're actually only making their channel stronger. So you may want to be aware of that, because I'm not sure that you were. So I sound bitter now, but it just makes me cross that they do it with no reasoning behind it. There we are. Rant over, people, rant over. So these I wanted to do like little welly boots, little Wellington boots. You know, you get those little kiddie ones, don't you, with fur lined, and they're so cute. So I'm going in with a Prisma white. For my highlight areas. And then I'll go back in with the sky blue and just make sure everything's nice and smoothly blended. Yeah. So I don't really understand it myself. I personally don't think I've ever left a thumbs down for anyone. Even before I became a YouTube channel. I don't, unless, you know, there would be something like hate, some form of hate on there that shouldn't be on YouTube anyway, and then I just would tend to switch off. If there's something I don't like, I just turn over. I'm like, right, well, I don't like that, and I'll go and find channels that I do like. And I understand that from the job that I do, that working with children, there are different ways of learning, and we don't all relate to people's way of teaching. I understand that. But for goodness sake, there, right, little glove. Let's do the blue bits of the glove. So I've got, going back to my ultramarine, the darkest one, and again I'm following Mariola's guidance on this. Putting the shadow in there. Then we'll go in with our sky blue. And just blend that through. And that's it. Because we did all the legwork really with our graphite pencils, that's all we have to do, is put in the shadow around the little thumb. And there's shadow in here. So I stayed up late last night doing this colour along, and within not very long the thumbs down fairy came out, and when I went to bed I thought, you know what, I've had enough, and disabled it. So I thought, well, now actually it doesn't matter, because it just becomes part of YouTube analytics now and nobody can see. There we go. Anyway, I promised I'd stop. It's just, obviously, in case you couldn't tell, it has really annoyed me. And obviously that's the intention. So now I will be able to move on and just enjoy the channel without worrying about things that I don't need to worry about. So I wanted to get this out to you. There we are. Gorgeous, isn't it? That's gorgeous. I love it. This is a wonderful picture. Right, let's do the little bit blue on here. So we've got the same kind of blue coming around here. And then darken that line up. Then we're going to put the sky blue in. And the white. Right, if you could give me 2 minutes, that's my husband home, give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. So I did finish this little mitten because I thought I'd press record and I hadn't, but it was only this tip bit and you're just following Mariola's shading. Right, I have got 3 colours, but again, I'm not sure that we'll use them all. So this is for her little coat. So I've got middle cadmium red, dark red and deep scarlet. So the dark red I'm definitely going to use, and the scarlet is just whether I use the cadmium. So we're going to go in with dark red, and this is going to bring out that red part of her glove. Putting a bit of shadow around the bird seed. And then we're going to bring that dark line up to meet that blue. Okay, then we're going to go in with the deep scarlet, and we'll just see how the two blend. Because I might want to darken it up with that third colour. It is kind of obliterating that pale colour we put down, but it just wasn't red enough. Right, back in with the so we are going to try middle cadmium red, and we're going to put that in that dark line there. And around the thumb, under those seeds, put a nice bit of shadow. Then back in with our deep scarlet, our lightest one, and then fill the tooth of that paper in. We might even need something darker. I don't know if we've got. Let me have a look. It's Indian red like. Where's my scrap piece of paper? course I wouldn't be able to find it, would I? Here's a scrap piece of paper. That might work. So we'll just finish doing this. Just filling in the tooth of that paper. Okay, then we're going to try the Indian red. Or I always call it India red. Beautiful colour. Just going to give it a bit of a sharpen. Okay. And then we're going to go in. Deepen that up even further. Oh, poor baby crying out there. And then back in with our dark red. Yeah, that's better. Well, that's better. Back in round those seeds. And then back with our lightest red. So we've used this one, we've used dark red, and we've used Indian red. So there's our combination. So we've used India red, deep scarlet and dark red. That's our combination that works. So let's have a look at her. Should we do her hat? Let's do her hat. Right, we are going to go in with India red. And we're going to put the dark bits in. So coming round here, and I'm just going in lightly just so we can see where we're going to put that, the darkest of that shadow. Okay. And in here. Oh dear. And we come in here. And it comes up here. So I'm just putting it back in because I lost the shading when I put the colour down. So this is our very dark colour. Then we're going to do under the little birdie. Can you see everything? Under the little bird. And then we're going to switch to our dark red. And we're going to go over that. Carefully bring that into that fur. So we're going to go up to all the bits that we've just done in the darkest of red and put that, the next red in. Okay, over there. Bring that out. I'll do that round underneath the fur bit. Bring that down. Alright, and then in the space we've got left, we're going to put the deep scarlet. And then we can build all that up and cover the tooth of the paper. Now I know I've gone over that colour that we initially put down, but it was just too pale. Okay, bit in there. Right, let's go back in. So back to our darkest colour. Fill in those definite spaces now and start to fill up that tooth of that paper. So I don't have much gossip today. Normally got some hilarious tale to tell you that's happened, but I don't really today. Okay, back in with our medium red. We'll go over all of that. Yeah, so running out of gossip, running out of energy, had a good grump and a moan to you, which feels much better now. So my husband and I have booked a holiday, just staying in the UK. We like to go down. We've got a touring caravan that we have sited on our favourite campsite, which it's just bliss. And with restrictions lifting on the 19th, it's just going to be my husband and myself. And I am either, now you wait for the excitement folks, you wait for it, because I'm such a party animal, I'm either going to take you with me and we can do a little tour, caravan tour and a colour along. Why not? There's no better place to colour than by the sea. Or I'll make sure that I've got videos going to come out to you while I'm away. So I don't want you having I don't want you having Lucy withdrawal. So we'll see. I've spoken to my husband about it. He doesn't mind if I want to bring the camera and do a video while we're there. Might actually be quite fun just to show you around the caravan where we spend our summers, so when I'm talking about it you can picture it. The only problem with it is the internet is so limited that you got free internet, but we can't pick it up in the caravan. We have to go and sit in the clubhouse. So I would have to make sure that I took my headphones, because I would have to take the laptop into the clubhouse while we had a cup of tea or something. And I always watch my videos to make sure that I've edited it properly and the clips are in the right place. So you haven't got like the beginning at the end. Well, you know what I'm like. If I didn't check it, you could guarantee the one time I didn't check it, it would be all over the place. So, yeah, so I'd have to take take the laptop. Well, I could put the footage on it in the caravan in private, but then I would have to take the laptop to upload it to YouTube, which I'm all for doing. I don't mind, because it just means a cup of tea, chatting with my husband while it uploads. That's not a problem to me. There we are, that came out really cute. I like that. Really nice. Yeah, so we'll just have to see. We're not going till August, so I will feel more refreshed and ready to go, less knackered from work. Okay. I don't want it to be too long, this video, but I don't want to leave you. Right, so we're going to go in with India Red, so our darkest. I don't want to leave you equally thinking, how do I do it? So I'm just literally only going to follow Mariola's guide here. So darkest bits become this India Red. Then as it lessens off, we put in the dark red. And then we go over it all with the deep scarlet red. And that's what lifts it and gives it that real intensity. Thumbs out, I do apologise. Okay. So I think you kind of get the gist, but let's just do her sleeve together. So darkest colour, again I'm following Mariola's guidance, her lines. Going to turn it a little bit, so we're going to get that dark right up in that fur. Like that. A little bit around here. And we're going to take our middle colour, Go over all that. Sorry, thumbs out. That's kind of how you know that I'm tired. The thumb comes out. Alright, and then our light colour. We go over the whole thing. Gosh, the polychromos like this paper when it's had a bit of water on it. Really grip to it, wow. We'll go back over it and smooth it all out. Make sure our blend's good. Okay, oh, apologies. So I go back in now with my middle colour. Tidying that up. And making sure it comes in better to meet that deep scarlet red. And then our deep colour. Just filling up, again, filling up the tooth of the paper. And then back in with our light colour. We'll go over the whole thing. There. What do you think about that? I think it looks lovely. Right, what I'm going to do is go off and finish the reds. So just literally, I'm going to do the scarf on our puppy and the rest of her coat. So I'm just following Mariola's lines. I'm going to finish the birdhouse and then we'll come back and do whatever's left. We could do the holly actually while we're here, because that's, so I've got 3 colours. And then I'll finish those off off camera, and then we'll come back and finish off. So again, I've got 3 colours, but I don't know that I'm going to use them all. We'll see. I've got chromium green opaque, I've got earth green yellowish, and May green. So May green kind of matches the brightness that we'd put in with the Spectrum Noir I think we used. Okay. So I'm using the chromium green opaque. I'm going to pick out that, get rid of those black lines and colour that in even on the edge, so there's no black. Gently bring that out under the bow. And slightly in between each of these veins. There we are. Then we're going to go in with, sorry, every single notification is going to come through. Earth green yellowish. I'll put that in. Making sure that we leave the edge of the holly leaf visible. Then we're going to go over that with May green, which is a lovely bright colour. lighten the whole thing up. There we are. And then we're going to go back in with our chromium green opaque and put that darkness back in the veins of the leaf. Here we are. Okay, so back to our chromium green opaque. And then May green, just the light one. Alright, so let's come out and have a look. So that's how far we've got. I'm going to finish off the birdhouse, the rest of her coat and the holly, and then we're going to come back, do the robins and the little puppy. See you in a second. Okay, so we're back to part 2 of our colour along in the Cutesy Christmas special. So this is as far as we've got. It's now, what day is it? Thursday, and we are gonna carry on. You didn't need that because we're in the middle of it as far as you know, but for me it's the next day. So anyway, we're going to start on the puppy, and I'd finished her red coat as I'd promised and the birdhouse, and I think she's looking really cute. So we're going to have a look at this gorgeous little puppy now and do him with some pencils. So I'm going to bring you in. Here he is, looking a bit streaky. Now I did practice on that back ear with the colours. So I did mean to say to you that if you didn't have the tinted pencils, don't worry about it, because you can just use the colour choices that I've used to go over it. So I'm going to take a little bit of the medium flesh. There we go. And I want to put in just a little bit, before we put the browns in, just a little bit of pink. On his cheek. Just to give a bit of a rosy glow around him. Then we're going to put a little bit of that in his ear, just very lightly. Just a little bit. In his ear. Now I think I've been a bit heavy-handed with the pink on his cheek, so if I can, here it is, underneath all my gubbins, I'm going to put a little bit of the white Prisma, just because I think I've gone too rosy. So I'm just going to tone that down a little bit. Too bright. There we are. Okay, so to do puppy, I've got 2 colours, because we've done the background. I've got burnt sienna and I've got brown ochre, and they're the 2 colours we're going to use. So like we did before, we're going to follow Mariola's beautiful design, and we are going to bring the burnt sienna in, and then we're going to stroke in this colour. So this is our dark. We're going to give him some fluff here, fluff him up, and up here. So today was my last full day at school. No, it wasn't, sorry. I have one more full day at school, which is Monday. Then Tuesday is my half day, and Wednesday we finish early. So, more or less there. If I stand on tiptoes, I can see the summer holidays coming. So now we're going in with the brown ochre, and we're going to flick this colour into. I'm going to come round here. I'm not going to put strokes outside that black line because I just think it will look odd because of the dark line art we've got there. And then I'm just coming in with a little bit of that brown ochre into that pink. And that's what we're going to do. So hopefully he'll look quite cool. So we need to look at his eyebrow here. And we're going to go in with the burnt sienna in that dark bit. And then bring that up lightly. And then in with our brown ochre and blend that through. There we are. And I'm going to put a little bit of the, what did I say as well? Burnt sienna in the bottom around his eye. Just a little bit. And then brown ochre. And I can always put some more white at the bottom there. Okay, let's have a look at his face. So, I'm going to come down here with our burnt sienna. Give him some strokes around there where it's dark. And you've got, I'm just trying to see on the drawing, around his little nose, which is gorgeous by the way. And round here, around his lip. So I'm going to go round that dark line with the burnt sienna and bring that up. Just bring that round there. There we are. Then under his little lip here, we're going to come out. Down here is going to be much darker, around where his scarf is. Going to put some strokes in here, and then from his cheek down, and I'm looking at the original picture because my paints have obliterated the lines. I'm putting this burnt sienna in around here. Give him some fluffage. Deepen that up. And then from round the back of his ear, round here, this is all dark. You could put some more in his ear to bring that colour out much more. Just like building it up like we did with the coat, we'll build him up, but do it slowly so that we can get it right. And then we'll blend in that brown ochre. So then he's got this lovely little dark line coming up here. I'm going to fuzz that up. And then some more around here. Going to deepen that up there. Where else? We want some more A little bit more coming off this cheek. Fuzz him up. And a little bit coming up here. Okay. Right, let's put the brown ochre in, and then we'll blend it through so it looks half decent. So this is our brown ochre. Going gently over that pink. Then round his lip. Yeah, so it almost feels like we've made it. Summer holidays are right round the corner. I'm so excited. It's a very odd time of year because you spend all year round working with these children and then you won't see them for 6 whole weeks, and it feels very odd, very strange feeling. So I'm just filling him in with very linear strokes so that he's not flat like the coat. And then we can go in with white Prisma around any other areas that I want lighter. And now coming back in with our dark colour and putting some more strokes in. I want this to stand out much more, so we're going to deepen that up. If you haven't used the watercolour on yours, you might not have this problem because your lines will probably still show. Okay, let's put some ivory now. Got some ivory. Come on, camera. There you go. Let's tilt it. Ivory. There we go. And we're going to go in with where I want a little bit of lighter colour. His eye. Okay. A bit more brown ochre. Put a bit of ivory around his lip. Okay, bottom of his lip, around the front of his ear. Going to go over this, blend it through, and then we're going to come back in and smooth all this out. This is looking way too scruffy. So this is my burnt sienna again, and I'm just deepening up those very dark areas that I want. and smoothing it all through. Come up here a bit. There we go. A bit more around here. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the brown ochre. Well, we're getting there now. There. Okay. Might even use a little bit of walnut, which is very dark, and do some darker areas like around his mouth here. A little bit where we want, like behind his ear, those bits, you know, that are really dark. Give it a little bit more definition in here, which is behind his up here. Okay. That's better. Around his little nose. Right, there, what do you think? He's looking better, isn't he? That's much better. That brown ochre may just be a little bit, I don't know, I was going to say maybe a little bit too light, but it's looking a bit better now that we've added the walnut. Okay, let's have a look at this nose for a minute. Let's have a look at this little nose. Right, I'm not taking any chances. Prisma Black 935, and I'm just going to follow where Marila has put it in, which is here and here. So just going to go in break that line up I've put in. So I've got a softer edge. I might just fill that in and go over with pen. Make sure that's dark enough and filled in. Excuse me, let me just get a sip of tea. Okay. That's how we're going to do puppies. So we'll follow Mariola's lines with those colours. I'm going to put those to one side so I don't get mixed up. Now let's have a look at these gorgeous little robins. I'm going to have to tip you for a minute, otherwise I'll be hanging off my desk. There we go. Little robin. So, I've got these three colours to start with. We'll have a look and see if we need to add any more. So if I can tip it so the light doesn't catch it. Okay, let the camera try and focus. There we go. Dark chrome yellow, light cadmium red, and dark Naples ochre. Kind of yellowy to orange blend. So I'm going to use the dark Naples ochre to go in round where we put the yellowy bits. So I don't want him to be yellow. Okay, we're going in here. Bring that down into his little chest. There we are. Then I'm going to take the dark chrome yellow, dark chrome yellow, and we're going to build on that around his little cheeks, around his little beak. We can put it on his little beak, a bit under his little chubby face, a bit under here, a bit round his there. And then we're going to go in with the light cadmium red and bring out those little cheeks. Oh, got the edge of the pencil there. Bring out those cheeks, little one round here and up here. Then we're going to go back with that dark chrome yellow. Blend that on his little cheek out. There we go, and then just back with the Naples yellow. Fill in the tooth of that paper, let it all blend in together. There we go. Right, now we're going to use some browns. So I've chosen so far just nugget and raw umber. So we're going to go in with the nugget. And we're going to put our... We might go in with some darker, we'll see how we get on. I just didn't want to swamp him with too many dark colours. I'm going to give him little eyebrows. There's his little eyebrows. Put a little bit of that down the side of his nose. And coming up to his eyes. Like that. Okay, and we're going to follow that outline of his little face. Can you see? Okay, gonna let that fade out. And then we're going to go in with the raw umber. Put that. Oh, I nearly lost a pencil then. Put some more of the nugget in. Back with the raw umber, I'll just fill that in. There we are. Let's do his wing. Put that there for a minute. Let's do his wing. Okay, so we're going to come in here. This is our nugget up here. Doing this a bit dark. Okay. Bring that down. And then in with our raw umber. What a little cutie. Okay, so now I'm just going to flick some feathers in. There we go. I think there might have been some lines on my board there. I'm just going to. There we go. Right, now under here, where his chest finishes, I'm going to bring that nugget round like that. So we get a definite finish of his chest and into his little body. Shadow under here, round here, in here, and then we'll put a bit here. Then we're going to go in with the raw umber and fill that in. Okay, we'll go back in with the nugget and darken up any areas that we've got lost. I have to put it on the book, back of the book, because it's picking up some lines from my mat. Just turn him round a bit so I can get to everything. Okay, then in with the raw umber. What a cute little guy. There. Right. I might just take that raw umber again. Just go round this side of his beak, back up round his eyes. We could even, like we did with the puppy dog, take that walnut brown and just deepen up some more areas, so like on his chest here. Okay. And we could do that round here. And for the definition on his little wings, yeah, I like that better. That's better. Up round, define his little legs again. And I think we will use, what have we got? Maybe the brown ochre will work. Brown ochre will work for his little feet. Nice and simple. There. And what other brown have we got? A little bit of burnt sienna, and we'll put that just in the darker areas of his little feet. There we go. One little robin. Okay. Right, let's come out and have a look together. I have to move it back up the page now. Excuse my mess. Okay, I'm going to go off, do the other robin, finish puppy in those colours. I'm going to try and smooth them out a little bit. Good. Yeah, I'm going to try and smooth them out a little bit. And then we're going to come in, I'm going to try a pan pastel background on it, so a nice simple background. And then we will be another Christmas page complete. Alright, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so here she is. Puppy's finished, robins are finished. We've got a few little finishing touches before we move on. So I'm going to take the walnut brown. We're going to come in. I just want to do her little eyelashes and a little eyebrow. So I'm just going to bring that up gently, just to bring out those, her little eyelashes. There we are, and we're going to do just round, carefully round her little eyebrow. There. Okay, so that's her little face done. Then we've got warm grey 3. I'm hoping this is dark enough. And if we move up, there is shadow around her feet. So with the warm grey 3, I want to just bring that shadow out. And under puppy, And I'm going to try something with the pan pastels. We'll see how that works. And we're just going to let that fade off. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's because we're so close in. So I've just gone round the shadows with this warm grey 3. And then just let it fade out. Okay. Right, what else did we want to do? Right, I'm going to do the white dots on the nose and the eyes in a minute with gel pen. Now, this is experimental. I have tried on a piece of paper. What I want to do is make this look like a snowy scene. So we're not going to have a blue background or, you know, a bright background. What I'm going to do is, using my stencil, I'll try and find it again for you in the cloud. It's actually a dye, but it works beautifully. I've had this for a while now and used it in quite a few videos. I'll try and find the link and link it down below. I'm going to take my stencil and kind of place it random spots. Now, using the neutral grey in the pan pastels, if you haven't got this, you could do it with pencil very carefully. So this is a nice, so what I'm doing, it's a nice soft grey, and what I'm doing is I've got a piece of paper here that I've practiced on, and I'm going to just dab the end of a little tiny makeup sponge. You get these in packs of 100, so this is an eyeshadow sponge. I'm just dabbing it off like we did with the ink. I'll bring you in a little closer. I don't want to come too close because I don't want to lose you. So I'm just going to randomly place it, say about here, and this is perfect so I can get into the little grooves with the sponge, so it picks up the shape of that stencil. And then I'm going to just pull it away, and then we can always use the white just to soften it should we need to. Okay, so when we lift the stencil up, we're going to have kind of cloud shapes. So we're going to put those in random spots. I'm just going to put this underneath my book so I don't get it on the book. So I'm just going to pick like random spots. Look at a bit of a hat I haven't done. No way. Right, we'll have to do that. Let's rectify that now. I'm sorry about that. Just do that quick. Can't have that, people. It's a good job I didn't put the reds away, wasn't it? I nearly did. Okay. And then we have, which red was it? I think it was this one. Deep Scarlet Red, I'm pretty certain. I'm just going to fill that in. There we are. Okay. Always managed to miss something. So now I'm going to line my little cloud up like this. Let's put it like that, and then I'm going to take in my, move you down so you can see, take my little sponge, dab it, and then making sure I get right in all those edges that will give us that nice shape. I'm going to put this grey in. Then what I want to do is mix up some shiny acrylic paint, I'll show you in a minute, and white acrylic paint with water, and splatter it on. So we get a kind of snowy effect. Hence the grey clouds. Okay, let's put one, you can put one over here. And the beauty of this dye is that you can shift it about and get different cloud looks. and I love using it. I've been using it ages. I got it on our Facebook group. Is my a picture from the Ink House where I did the background of, I think it might be the butterfly and the caterpillar playing the saxophone, and that's the picture on my Facebook group. So I've had it, gosh, ages. I love it. We're going to just dot them about. This black line is where I photocopied the page, so I'll be cutting that off, and when I've finished I will put it in the book with the page I haven't coloured. Right, I'm going to have to define that. Do you see? You have to be quite precise, and I didn't go right into the I didn't get it right into the edge of the die, so and it doesn't look so effective if you don't get that proper shape. Let's try that. That's better. And we're going to have one in here. Let's try that one in there. Actually, we could just follow it on, couldn't we? Almost try. Yeah. So it looks like it's all part of one cloud that we can see from behind her hat. Just making sure I've gone right in there. Blend that out. There we go. Some over here. Yeah, so then I'm going to mix up some glittery acrylic paint with some white acrylic paint. Bit of grey in there. And splatter it so it looks like snow. Alright, we are going to put a little one in. Let's put it. Let's see. Let's do that. Okay, I have to mind Puppy's ears. Just thought, well, actually, what am I going to do in this background? And then kind of dawned on me that this is Christmas. So, okay, so that was the neutral grey. We've got some clouds going on. Let's come out and have a look so you can see the overall effect. Quite effective. There we are. Now, with the other side of my little sponge, I am going to get permanent green, I think. Let's try permanent green. Can you see that? I'm going to take the other side. Let's have a look, see what that looks like on our piece of paper. Okay, just not too much of it. And we're just going to, I'm going to just rub that into the Marila Budek bit. Dabbing it off. Sorry, it's come back in. Getting too excited. And I'm just going to give the hint of green in here. And if you go too much with this, you can either erase it or you can blend it with white, or if you're lucky enough to have a colourless blender, I don't have one, you can use that, but get out of the way. I'm just gonna, just so that they're not, we don't just go from grey sky into, oh, poo. Right, we'll get white on there. That's okay. Have I got a white to hand? I've got 100 whites, but where one is, got a big like tub of these things. Ah, look at that. First one I've unscrewed. Okay, so I'm going to wipe off that, and then I'm going to take some white And then I'm going to go over that and we'll just knock that back. And it really helps to just blend out any streaks or anywhere that you've got too dark. So I just wanted a hint of green. And then what we'll do is any blotchiness, like here, is a bit blotchy. I'm going to take the other side of the sponge, a bit of white, and then we're going to blend that through. There we go. Instantly smoothed. Isn't that brilliant? They are amazing things. Okay, bit there. Bit there just to help us blend it into the white. There we go. Easy. Alright. Oops. Gosh. Don't want to be throwing pan pastels across the room, that's for sure. Okay. I'm going to move this to one side for a minute. Now, I'm going to take the Folk Art Extreme Glitter and I've got the Deco Art Americana. Now, I've never tried this before, but this is Folk Art Extreme Glitter. Excuse me. And this is Americana Deco Art White Acrylic Paint. This is matte. This is obviously the Extreme Glitter. And what I'm going to do is put them in a palette. Bit of acrylic in there. So I'm going to put white in. Let's try just a little bit. And then I'm going to put the Deco Art in it. Okay. Then I'm going to take my spray water bottle. I'm going to want it quite runny. And then I'm going to grab a paintbrush, which is just a Daler & Rowney Graduate. It doesn't matter which one you use. And we're going to mix that in. And I want, obviously, to mix the white and the glitter together. And it's got to be runny enough that we can splat it. And I want to just make sure that's well and truly mixed. And we'll see whether the glitter shows up or not. I would say that's washy enough. What do you think? Right, I'm going to move anything precious out of the way. And I'm going to put... Let's move my polychromos out of the way. They're quite precious, I would say. Okay. And I'm going to put this on a sheet of paper. Then I'm going to... I hope you could see that, it was me mixing those. I'm going to get some on my brush. Then I'm going to hold it and ready, let's go for it. And I'm just kind of tapping it on the top with my finger. Now hopefully, I don't know, but hopefully when that is dry it will be glittery. I don't know how that'll work, but either way we've got a bit of a snowy scene going on. Put some on Puppy. Let me move out so you can see. We get some more on Puppy. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is let that dry, and then all we've got left is I want to put some white white bits on his nose and in their eyes, and then I think we are done. I hope you like it. I'm quite impressed with my bravery of that splatting. So when that's dry, we'll come back, we'll have a look together and finish the white bits. Give me 1 second. Okay folks, there she is. I'm not convinced that the glitter shows up in the paint, but it was a good experiment and I think it still looks effective as a snowy scene. So the last thing I want to do is take my Arteza white gel pens and I just want to plop in, I'm going to use number 8, and I just want to plop in a little bit of white on there, in the eyes, and on his little nose. So we're going to start with the little chick, the little robin chick, and I'm just really going to bring out the white more. There. Let's make sure you can see puppy's eye. A little dot there. I'm going to give him a little bit on the top of his nose. Maybe a couple of dots here. With its shiny nose. And folks, we are finished. So we're going to come back out. I'm going to move this piece of paper underneath. There we go. And there she is. I have loved doing this page. All sorts of media. And I think she's turned out beautifully. I hope you can pick up on the snow. I can't honestly say that there's any glitter in that snow. So maybe next time if I do it, I need a lot more of the glitter. But I suppose I could always drop a little bit of... I'm not going to, but I could always drop a little bit of stickles over the top of those dots. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it as it is because I think she turned out adorable. So there we are. Thank you so much for following me. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a real joy for me to do. So I am going to let you go. I'm going to get myself ready for bed. And get tomorrow over with, another week closer to that holiday I'm so desperate to have. Alright my lovely friends, take really good care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Night night.